If you've been a long-time listener of Country Party, you know I've been supporting local country artist Anthony Tullo for quite some time. I'm excited to announce that I have him here on the line with me. Anthony is a rising country rock artist from Oakville who's been referred to as the Bryan Adams of country. He was also named in the top 8 rising stars for the last year from the Country Music Association of Ontario. In addition to being a recording artist, Anthony is also a film and TV actor, film producer, and a martial arts gold medal champion. That's enough of a bio. Let's welcome Anthony to Country Party. How are you?
Hey, Alex, how are you?
Great to have you. It's nice to connect with you. We actually connected over social media, and I think it's really great when people can support each other, especially when it's local.
Absolutely. It's very important nowadays to make sure you're on top of your social media.
Absolutely. So let's chat. You've got a show coming up, and I'm very excited to see you for the first time. You're coming to Le Dome in Oakville, which I'm actually familiar with as it's where I had my prom years ago. So it'll be nice to go back there.
Well, Le Dome is an interesting place. I know John Rizzuti quite well. We went to school together, and his father owns the place. I'll be playing a more intimate show in the smaller room, although it'll be loud, it'll be electric, and it'll be fun.
It's nice. You are country rock, so it'll be a little bit of a different show for me for a change. My friends that I'm bringing with me are a bit more into rock anyway, so they'll appreciate that.
Well, that's excellent. The rock part of my music is extremely important. You can almost call it Southern rock country. Somebody told me one time, if you're going to write material for yourself, remember you're going to have to sing that material. And for me, I wouldn't want to try to be what I'm not. I try to work on my strengths and go with it, and so that when I perform, people can feel that energy and know it's real.
Yeah. In another interview from 2012, you mentioned that you're not much of a cowboy, even though your musical style is country rock. It is now 2018, and you are now, more into the circle in the past 5 years. Do you think you've become a little bit more country?
Well, I've always had a lot of respect for country. What I meant by that is that my roots, as far as my writing, as far as who I am, I didn't grow up in a small town with 3 farms and 2 grocery stores. No, I mean, I grew up in Oakville where it was, it was very country when I was a kid, and I listened to all the great, what I call classic rock, the Bryan Adams and the John Mellencamp's, and they sort of were people I grew up with also. I can't say I'm a pure country-rooted guy, but I can say that I have certainly some of those influences in me.
Yeah, actually, good point, saying you're from Oakville. You're not twangy country. I get that, absolutely. And it makes you unique, too. That's what's working for you.
I think so, yeah. So it's a little tough because if you go into America, for example, there's the category of Americana or Southern rock, which is pretty well rock with country influences, which is what I am. Where in Canada, you don't really have a category for that. It's either you're going from alternative rock to country. There's no middle ground, and I think I sit in the middle ground, which makes you unique, but it can make it tough in other areas also.
Right. And I think that's great. That right now they're talking a lot about crossing genres in the country music industry anyways. Brad Paisley bringing in Demi Lovato, and things are working now. So back to this concert you have coming up at Le Dome. It's going to be on March 9th at 7:30. Tickets are $20. And I hear you're giving away some free copies of your CD, Rebel.
I am, actually. I'm a big fan of my fans. And one thing I've learned is there's a lot of people who love country rock or that sort of edge. And I just feel that it's just really impressive to me, people who actually support people they like. I just wanted to give back. So I'm like, okay, this time I'm giving a free CD to everybody who comes out. More of a private show.
That is very nice. So where else are you going to be going next?
This will be my last show before I probably head off to Europe. I don't care what anybody says. I can tell you the truth. It's either, you've got a bunch of money, and most of us don't, to establish yourselves, or you've got to have powerful people behind you. With myself, I'm very fortunate that the international market took a big liking to me. I signed with a mega superstar promoter manager in Poland. And then there's people like Krzysztof Długoski and Roman Lito, who, from Bukasu Frera, who are mega stars, who have decided to co-write with me and take me on a national TV tour and just blow me up in Poland. And then this is essentially what you need, Alexa. It's either big money or get the attention of megastars like this that get behind you.
Yeah, that is an interesting route. So you're going to be writing and recording and doing new stuff in Poland.
Yeah, these megastars they want to co-write with me to get my material at airlines in Poland, so that I would be in every airline in Poland. This is going to be happening somewhere in July. There's also talk about me headlining in Margovo and Kreshnik and Lublin, which is pretty exciting.
Wow. Well, you're going to definitely have to take us along and post on social media. I want to see all of that.
Yeah, I definitely will be doing that. Take some pictures, huh?
Absolutely. Your album Rebel was released this past November. What was the process like working on that?
It was great. We had a good time working on this material. It was some of the best material I've written off of my first album, Switching Tracks, which did well. And now a lot of this album is up for, hopefully some nominations at the CMAO for 2018.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to the CMAOs last year for my first time, and it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, you liked it, huh?
It was fun, and it's nice to have all these people that I appreciate their music and I play on air and go to their shows are all in one room, and they're all from Ontario.
Exactly. CMAOs are quite large. A lot of people that show up. Yeah, I was there myself. I performed there, and it was great. Look forward to doing the same this year coming up. Of course, if I'm in Europe, I can't, but
yep.
we'll have to make it work somehow, CCMA's being in Hamilton, holy smokes, it's like next door.
I know.
That's incredible.
So when you are working on these albums, I imagine there's a ton of tweaking and decision making that goes into it, and you are a very creative person. At what point do you actually finish the album and put your foot down and say, that's enough, let's get it ready for its release?
You're right. I am sort of selective and picky, and there's got to be a point where you just go, this is sounding great. Sure, if I sit on it any longer, I'm going to maybe want to make another change,
Yeah.
So you're right. You got to just sort of put your foot down, and collaborating and working with producers is not always the easiest. Sometimes you're not seeing the same vision, but ultimately it's my songs and my vision, and I get the last call when I'm ready, and I say, that's it, then the song goes.
So as mentioned earlier, you've also done some film producing, so I'm guessing you've been pretty hands-on when it comes to making your music videos. Were you given a lot of creative freedom?
I was, because of my background in film. It gives me that advantage. As far as film goes, and that's what was going to be my career. It's just funny how sometimes another road takes in another direction.
When I was doing some research for this interview, I read that there was something interesting that occurred at the time you filmed your video for Gasoline.
Right.
Do you know what I'm referring to?
I do, yeah. It was bizarre, and it still is. We filmed Gasoline in two different towns, Georgetown.
Really?
And yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And then we went from Georgetown to Kitchener.
Okay.
And we filmed on a farm. The AD guys and directors said, hey, Anthony, you got to see this. And I said, okay. I went down and pointed out to a field, and it looked like there was this crop circle. I'm like, okay, who did this? There's no entrance to this thing. It seemed like there's crops all around it, and then there's this big circle. No one knew how it was there. We ended up shooting in the middle of it.
So speaking of being in front of the screen, you've guest starred in TV shows like Liberty Street, Mutant X, and The Relic Hunter, and supporting roles in feature films like Resident Evil, Road Rage, and starring role in the full-length feature film Bickerman's Grove. Is acting still something that you're interested in?
Right now, my main thing is my music, and because it's going to places that I sort of was hoping it would go. But acting, I think, will ever go away. I think it's something that if the opportunity's there and the role is right, I would do it. If it grabs me and I have the time, I wouldn't say no. Okay.
And you have also had success behind the camera, producing your own film, A Secret Cross, that was featured at the Moving Image Film Festival in Toronto. Congratulations on that. What made you start that?
A lot of people were auditioning for films and doing the old traditional, I've got an agent, I'm auditioning. And I got tired of it. This is getting you nowhere. I fired my agent and I said, I'm going to produce my own movie. So I ended up doing the craziest thing. I ended up going to Brazil. I fought in the Worlds for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I created my own studio and saved up money to do my own film after a few years. That was my plan. Did it, done the film, and I wrote the last song of the film. And that last song got the attention of some producer. And that's how this whole music thing started.
Right. You definitely have been very creative and busy and getting yourself out there.
That's my style, is just to go hands-on, do it, make it happen. I think, you can't be afraid of that. If you're afraid of that, then you kind of limit yourself. If you take action yourself, you get a lot further.
That's good advice to everyone, I think, in any industry.
I think so. It really opens up doors, and you never know until you actually get out there and you fearlessly try.
Is there anything else that you'd like to pursue that's different outside of the music industry?
At the moment, no.
At the moment, no. You've crossed all those checks
Right
off.
now, my focus is on this. I think at this point, there's quite an interesting road ahead of me, and it could lead to where I want to be, and it's looking like that. I'm going to ride it all the way.
Have you been to Poland before?
Never been. This language is tough.
Well, that is very exciting that you've got great new project coming forward, some things that you're working on. Thank you so much for joining me on Country Party. I look forward to your concert at Le Dome in Oakville on March 9th. Before we say goodbye, please tell our listeners where they can reach you on social media.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, on AnthonyTullo.ca. You can hit me up on all of those, and you'll pretty well get all the information that you need. Anthony Tullo Live on Facebook will tell you about the show. My music, of course, on iTunes, Spotify, the album Rebel, the older album Switchy Tracks. If you're at the show, you get Rebel, so there you go.
Perfect. Alrighty, I will be at that concert, and I hope to chat with you soon. Thanks again, Anthony.